Hi, my name is Maureen. I also go by Mo. This is Flow and Restore Yoga. We'll do a bit of gentle vinyasa just to shake out our stagnant, negative, droopy, cranky election energy. Just going to shake it off, shed it off. And then we'll be able to come into our restorative yoga to take care of yourself, to fill up your well, fill up your tank, so that you can show up better for yourself and for those you love and for your community. All right. So for the restorative yoga, you'll need lots of props, props that you can find at home. So I've got 3 towels here, regular towels, and a small hand towel, which you can use to put underneath your neck. Pillows, 2, 3, 4, whatever it takes. And today, I'm going to see if you can also find something like a suitcase and a bed, which I will change the camera around for at the time for one of our restorative yoga poses. If you can't find it, we'll make do. We'll find a way. For now, you only need 1 towel, which would just be, you don't even need that. Just edit that. You don't need that because we're going to start standing. All right, so gently move your body, shake it off lightly, let limbs loosen, take care of your neck, very gentle circles. Bend deeply in your knees, and then let's take a few moments to center before we begin. Standing, feet hip width distance apart, feet parallel, and the soles of your feet spread out, your toes lift up, spread out, and lower. Just feel steady and strong and supported, and let your legs be long, and let your spine be long, and let your collarbones be broad. Find that your ears are over your shoulders rather than letting your head hang forward or in any way the head behind the spine. So just bringing the crown of the head over the center of the spine. We'll take a few moments just to gather our attention and bring it into your center. So I invite you to lower your gaze, looking at a spot on the floor or closing your eyes if you're comfortable. Place your hands lightly on your thighs, fingertips pointing down. And I just invite you to take awareness large to include your whole body in the area immediately surrounding you. Taking a nice, big, deep, exaggerated breath. And then open your mouth and let it out with a sigh and an exhale. Bring your awareness now to your feet. And just notice the connection of bare feet with the mat. Feels the connection, the support. Feel the ground. And then just draw your energy up your legs. Feel the warmth of your hands on your legs. Remember, these hands are electromagnetic. They carry a charge. They can move energy. So right now, just even feeling the heat of your hands on your thighs. And then coming up your spine. Your awareness draws up your spine. Your heart is open. Your shoulder blades are lightly pulling together. Your neck is long. And now I'm going to offer a breath practice, a pranayama. The intention is to practice strengthening, lengthening, and deepening the breath so that we can begin to use the full capacity of our lungs rather than having our breathing be short and shallow up in the chest, which is not uncommon. All right, the pranayama I offer today is the box breath. So it's a 4-count inhale, a 4-count hold, a 4-count exhale, and a 4-count hold. Don't worry too much if your breath doesn't fit those numbers. If you repeat this through 5 to 10 rounds of breath, you will find that you will come into a steady rhythm. But for now, I'm going to lead you through the first count, and then I'll hand it over to you to do on your own. Connect your feet. Grow up long and tall through your spine. Exhale fully. And now inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And now I hand this over to you, and your numbers might be different, but just that idea of equal lengths. Inhale, equal hold, equal exhale, equal hold. And wherever you're at with that breath practice, when you finish your next exhale and the hold after that exhale, then release the pranayama and bring your hands to meet at your heart. Take a moment and set an intention for this practice of yoga. A single word, a quality, a characteristic, an aspiration, something you want more of. Hold that intention at the front of your heart as we practice. And I share a quote from the Persian poet Rumi. He said, "The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear." Let this practice be a practice of listening to your body. Take a big deep breath in. And an even deeper, longer, slower, smoother breath out. And release your hands to your thighs. Welcome to your practice. Plant your feet. Pull in your core, palms face forward. And inhale, arms out and up. At the top of the inhale, the arms will almost meet overhead. Then turn your palms away and exhale slowly. Your arms match the length of your exhale. Doing 2 more of these. Micro bend in the knees. Inhale, arms out and up. Lovely long spine. Lift your chin, look up. And exhale, palms turn away, slowly lower. Your arms might be different from mine. Follow your own breath pattern. Last one. Open, inhale, fill up, look up. And exhale. Lower it down. And release. Press down through feet, pull in the belly, and inhale. Arms sweep up in front of you. Exhale, your right arm lowers, and finish the exhale, tip to the right. Let this feel good. Be soft in the arm joints. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, left arm lowers, and finish the exhale by side bend to the left. And let it feel good. Tilt. And inhale, arms up overhead. Hands touch. Exhale them to your heart. Come back to Anjali Mudra. Release your hands. Shake it all out and step wide. Soften through knees, ankles, hips, and arms. And send your arms wide. Take enough space because I'm going to have you twist. This is the Qigong twist. In Qigong, open the joints and the rest will follow. So just taking your twist, we don't have to stay the same here. Follow your own momentum, but keep your knees bent. Keep the ankles soft. Allow the elbows to bend with some momentum. You can add a little gentle fist tap, tapping opposite side of the body in front and the back hip. That's tapping into acupressure, acupuncture points, energy points in the body, and activating them. Just notice how this wakes up the whole body. And one more twist each side. And release, and let it go. Come back to your mountain pose, back to yoga as you press down through feet, engage the quads, pull in the core, and inhale, arms up and overhead. Let the hands interlace and come into Temple Mudra. That's with the index finger up and the thumbs extended. And reach up long and tall. Look up and let your whole body lengthen as you press down through heels and lift up through your Temple Mudra. And now I want you to bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, bend at the elbows, and keep your spine long as you come down into your forward fold. Release your hands and find yourself with the crown of the head pointing down, your knees deeply bent. Give your hamstrings time to warm up. You can add just a little bit of bend and lengthen to the legs. And then come into a forward fold that's nearly straight, but not quite. We're going to rise up halfway. So inhale, lift up, lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine, horizontal with the ground or parallel to the ground. Pull your belly to the spine, pull your shoulder blades together and back down your back and reach forward with the crown of your head. This is called half forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back to forward fold. The Sanskrit name is Uttanasana. Keep a bend in your knees until those hamstrings warm up. We're going to repeat that. These are these half forward folds. So inhale, lift, lengthen, pull the shoulder blades together down your back and reach long through the crown of your head. And then exhale, back to Uttanasana. Point the crown of the head down to the floor. Last one. Inhale, rise up halfway and pull your belly to the spine. Pull your shoulder blades together, reach long with the crown of your head away from your body. Exhale, back, forward fold. Hands come to your hips in your forward fold. Pull your belly to the spine and inhale, rise up all the way up to standing. And let's go move right into our vinyasa. If you have blocks, you can use them. If you don't, no worries. Standing at the top of your mat. Find a little bit of movement in mountain pose by coming onto the balls of your feet and then onto your heels. Spread the feet out, broad base. And then plant them. Lift your thighs, lift your core, point the tailbone down, open the heart, palms face forward, long neck. Inhale, arms out and up. Keep a micro bend in your knees. We're not locking them. Look up, Urdhva Sthasana. Turn your palms away. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you bow. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. You can have that bend in your knees still. Inhale, lift up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Pull the shoulder blades together and down your back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands frame the feet as you step the right foot back, straight leg lunge. Lower the hips. Lift your heart. Be light on your fingertips so that you activate those strong legs and strong hips. And then step back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, potentially, so give your body time to warm up. You can bend both knees deeply and then add some length. You can walk the dog, take one heel down and bend the opposite knee. Just doing that a couple of times. Wake up your calves. And then potentially swing your hips. You can come onto the edges of, inner and outer edges of your feet. And then check in with your head and neck. Big shake, yes. Let that head be heavy and loose. A big shake, no. And then come into some stillness, making an upside down V with your body. On your next inhale, shift the body forward into plank. Pull your belly in, squeeze your glutes, broaden through your shoulders, push your heels away. And then you decide if you take your knees to the floor or if you lower down in plank, but keep your elbows close to ribs as you exhale down. Release, press down through the feet and inhale up, baby cobra. Keep those elbows bent here, just this first time around. Pull the shoulder blades together down your back and exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale to table. Exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Stay here for a breath or two. And just push your hips up and then push the weight of your hips back. And breathe. And notice the spine lengthening, notice the legs lengthening. On an inhale, lift that right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee. Pull the knee towards the chest and step it forward. Lower the hips, lift your gaze, be light on fingertips, and then press off back foot to join the front foot. Uttanasana, full circle. Pull the belly to the spine. Inhale, arms out wide and up high. Look up, Urdhva Sthasana. Hands touch. Exhale to your heart and let it go. Let's continue. Inhale, arms out and up. Wake up your energy. Turn your palms away. Exhale, bow. Bow to yourself. Bow to your practice. Crown of the head points down. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Hands frame the feet. Step the left foot back. Straight leg lunge. Be light on fingers and prepare to rise up into Alanasana. Arms sweep up. Reach up through the spine as you ground down through strong legs and strong hips. And then exhale, bend at the elbows 90 degrees for goddess pose. Strong back, soft front, open heart. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms float down. Step back, downward facing dog. Come a little deeper. Find stillness in the pose. Thinking about space that you're creating in your spine. With gravity, your head's pulling the spine long and your hips are pressing up. Adding space between the vertebrae. Don't round in the low back, really point the tailbone up, exaggerate it. Breathe deeply. You stay here in downward facing dog for at least 3 breaths. And then inhale, shift the body forward into plank and squeeze everything. Keep breathing, but keep your muscles active. And then exhale, vinyasa down to the ground. And inhale up to your cobra. Perhaps this time you lengthen your elbows and lift your chin and come into a deep back bend. And then exhale, lower. And you press up. We meet in downward facing dog. You might press up through table or press up through plank. And when you get to downward facing dog, find the right position for your feet and come into a deeper version of this pose. You spread your hands out wide like a starfish. Press into the index finger and thumb to protect your wrists. And then to deepen the pose, pull your ribs towards your thighs. And breathe. Slow your heart rate. On an inhale, left leg rises long behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, pull it in, step forward, and find yourself in straight leg lunge. Lower the hips, be light on fingertips, and then prepare to rise all the way up. Once you're up and tall, lower the hips down to feel a little bit more steady and grounded. Lower your shoulders down, and then exhale, arms to goddess. 90-degree bend in the elbows, strong back. Soft front, open heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, float hands down to frame the foot. Press off back foot to join the front foot. Back in Uttanasana, back full circle. Point the crown of the head down. Press down through the feet, pull the core in, and inhale. Reverse swan dive, arms out and up. Look up, lengthen, hands touch. Bring it home. And release. Last vinyasa. Inhale, arms out and up. Shake off this stagnant energy. Wake it up. Wake up the new energy. Turn your palms away. Hinge at the hips and bow. Come into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. Straight leg lunge. Lower the hips. Be light on fingertips. And then spin the back foot so that the whole back foot connects. We're going to rise up into warrior 2. Press down through the front foot. Keep the knee bent. Rise up and windmill, arms out wide. Look out over the front left fingertips. Feel free to adjust your feet if you need to once you're up. And breathe. Big lateral opening for the body. Keep arms at the same height. Turn the front palm to face up. And lift it up to the sky as the back arm lowers. Big side body opening, look up. This is revolved warrior. And exhale, return, warrior 2. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Right arm sweeps around to join the left arm. Come on down, frame the foot, and step back, downward facing dog. And rest here. Stay here for 3 breaths. Slow your heart rate. Nice, big, beautiful, refreshing breaths in. Lift your hips up. Push the weight of the hips back as you begin to lower your heels a little closer to the earth. Your arms are framing your ears. Your gaze is at your big toes. On your next inhale, shift forward to plank, squeeze everything. Draw everything to your midline, active muscles, and then exhale vinyasa. Elbows close to ribs, build the triceps. When you reach the ground, inhale, lift, back bend, cobra. Let it feel good. Let your spine open, lift your chin, and exhale, lower, tuck your toes, and we press up to meet in downward facing dog. Last down dog of this practice, so enjoy it, breathe deep. Lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the legs, and then inhale, right leg long behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, pull it forward, step it forward. Lower the hips, find straight leg lunge, and then pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Onto the whole sole of the back foot. And then prepare to rise up for warrior two. Open out through the arms. Adjust your feet if you need to. Deep bend in the front knee. And both feet are fully connected. Arms are at the same height, warrior two. Front palm turns up. Revolve your warrior. Lift that front arm up, look up. And then exhale back. Warrior two. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. Left hand meets right hand. Exhale, hands float down. Frame the front foot. Back foot presses off to meet the front foot. Find yourself in Uttanasana. Invite the hands to interlace behind the calf, both calves, and point the crown of the head down. And just let this inversion hold for a little bit longer. Let the breath flow through you. Release your hands. Pull your belly to the spine as you inhale, arms out wide and up high. Really extend here. Press down through heels and look up and reach up. Hands touch. Exhale, bring it home. Staying right here for a breath. Big, deep, refreshing breath in. And a nice, big, clearing, cleansing breath out. We'll transition to our restorative poses with one more pose. So Prasarita Padottanasana is a nice transition pose from especially those big openings, big lateral openings. Step wide, feet parallel. Use your wrists, your bent wrist as a gauge if I were to draw a plumb line. Don't step wider than your wrists, but certainly that's as far as you can step and remain balanced. Think about hinging at the hip crease, not at your ribs, not at your waist. Perhaps place your fingertips there. Inhale, lift up through the heart, and exhale, fold. And bring it forward until your spine is parallel with the ground. Look down. If your hamstrings or groins or low back, if anything's tight, bend your knees. And then let the hands come underneath the shoulders, and then allow the spine to round and your head to bow. And just come into your wide-legged forward fold, elbows bent. You could walk those hands behind your body and let that deepen your forward fold. And breathe. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and let's come up. Hands to hips, bend your knees, and lift up. And once you're up, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Come on, bring it back together. And our first restorative pose needs no props. But I'm going to show it to you in case you might prefer a different version of this. So it's a version of child's pose, and it's called embryo pose. The one thing that might be nice is just to go ahead and bring your towels and your props nearby. The one thing that might be nice is that your forehead can rest on the towel. So embryo pose, like child's pose, will have us curling forward. But in embryo pose, your knees are parallel and touching, and you rest on your forehead on the mat. So bringing your body down, your torso rests on your thighs, and you rest the forehead on this towel, and the hands are back by your hips, by your feet. Your hands could gently hold your heels, or you can just have palms facing up. So this is one option. Remember, if your neck or back is tight, then you might place your pillow, your towels might be a little bit higher so there's no strain in your neck. But some people may not like your knees together, so then you could take on traditional child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch, and hips go down to heels, and then you walk, arms out long, and rest your forehead. So choose between those two. This will be our first restorative pose, and I'll ask you to stay there. We stay. Restorative poses, we hold. The key to restorative poses is timing. And you just keep adjusting until you find the right position that allows your body to find some ease. And typically we would hold a restorative pose for 4 minutes or so, but the longer the better. So if you have the time and you can pause the video, you can extend this practice. There's no instructions for your breath. You just find whatever pattern of breathing suits you, and there's no instructions for where you direct your mind. You could practice being the observer and notice where it goes when you come into stillness. And if you don't like where it goes, if it has a tendency to move towards worry or repetitive thinking, then you can redirect it to a mantra. And a mantra, you can tailor that to whatever suits you. I think I shared one last week. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I calm my mind. Pretty sure that's from Thich Nhat Hanh. But breathe in what you need, breathe in your intention, and breathe out any obstacle in your way, and focus. The other potential is for you to just repeat your intention. And if there's no need, if your mind does come to ease just by you remaining in this still, quiet, restorative pose, then enjoy that. Celebrate that. If at any time while you're being held in the restorative pose, your body begins to ache, then you will come out of it and adjust and change poses. We have about 30 seconds left for this pose. Whichever version of child's pose you have chosen, I'm going to invite you to bring your arms curled in. So forearms underneath upper arms, fists or rolled fists underneath shoulders, just curling in a little fuller. So if you were in traditional child's pose and your arms were long, just bringing them in. When you finish your next exhale, we're going to rise up out of this. The instructions for restorative poses is to move so as not to disturb yourself, so that your arms, your hands come underneath your shoulders to help you lift your torso. We're now going to come into restorative bridge pose. The lift for the bridge is going to be a couple of towels or pillows underneath your sacrum. And we're looking for about between 4 to 5 inches, remembering that these props will not hold, will give a little compared to a yoga prop. So you come onto your back for supported bridge, and you bend your knees. And I'm going to try 3 towels. This small hand towel is nice if you want to fold it and then roll it and put that little roll underneath the nape of your neck. It's just a little support. You can always make it smaller by unrolling it once. All right, and then you bring the towels underneath. These are folded towels. You could use 2 pillows. And you make sure that your sacrum is supported. You just keep adjusting. Lift your hips up, adjust. Lift your neck up, adjust. Or perhaps you don't even need that support under your neck. And once you've found the right place, you'll know it. You know, that sigh that comes naturally, that's a sign that you've arrived. So if you like, you can keep your knees bent. That's a little bit more restorative. If you would like a little deeper opening for these hip flexors, you can see what it feels like to extend your legs long. And you'll feel that. You will feel that lengthening. Right here, those hip flexors will benefit. I'm tilting a little. My towels are folded. But you know, you could hold here for a bit and then come back to bent knees. But make the pose your own. Find the most delicious position for your body to hold here for several minutes. This is a very gentle back bend, so we're warming up the body and working with our back here. Arms are at your side, palms facing up. And you'll notice that your hips are above your heart, so this is like a mini or a micro inversion. If you are keeping your knees bent, one way to find a little bit more ease is to walk your feet out to the width of the mat and then bring the knees into touch. That way you're not holding up heavy legs, and you really, you might be able to sink into the pose a little bit more. Anytime you feel drawn to taking in a big deep breath and a sigh out, follow that. That's a release. Remember, excuse me, remember there's time. There's time to adjust and readjust. So if you would like a little bit more lift and have your hips up a little higher, you might add a pillow or another towel. And if you find that it's too high and you're feeling a little pressure in your head, then you can take one towel out. You want this to be entirely right just for you, for your body, as it is today.
Might be different tomorrow. We're just working with what's here right now. Trying to find a little peace in the space that you have. And restorative yoga multiplies the peace. So wherever you're starting from, it's just exponentially expanding that peace. Allow it to happen. One more breath in this pose. Let your awareness follow the breath as it enters your body. And as it exits your body, to come out of that pose, you'll bend your knees if they're not already bent. Let the knees be parallel in alignment with the hips as you press down through heels and lift your hips and remove pillows or folded towels and let your sacrum rest on the ground. Place your hands on your low belly and just come into some equilibrium. Now you are level, spine is level, and you're no longer inverted. So just tune into your body and then roll to one side and press yourself up. So this next pose, I'm curious to hear what you'll think of this. Whoops, I just love this pose. And it will require you to have a bed and a suitcase. And if you don't have a suitcase, then you're looking for something that's just going to it's going to moderate the hang of your body. So I will put the suitcase there and put one pillow there. Really, that's just there in case we need it, but we might not use it. All right. And what you need to know is that the goal of this pose is to have your upper body hanging off and your head hanging off. So you'll be in Dandasana. This is called it's called Viparita Dandasana. Two-legged staff pose. All right. So you're just going to have to estimate where to place your hips. You are at the bottom of a bed so that you can hang off. And you're trying to get your shoulder blades right about at the edge. And use your elbows to help guide you. You want the shoulder blades at the edge of the bottom of the bed. And then you're going to allow your upper body and your head and neck to drape over the bottom of the bed. So this pillow is here in case your head is too heavy and you don't like it unsupported. I don't mind it unsupported, so I'm going to take it off. And then if you might keep your hands here or at your belly, but the invitation is to lift your arms up overhead and really allow the body to open. The suitcase is there as a support for your hands, but if you don't want that, then bring your suitcase parallel and your hands can just hang to wherever they get to. If that doesn't feel right for your arms, then this will hold a little bit of the weight of your arms. And just check in. If this is too much, then you come out of it. The back of my head is touching the base of the bed. If you're not in the right place, then you're going to have to gently roll to one side and come out of it and scoot your body down the bed. But as you can see, this is a supported back bend. And we'll breathe here and we'll stay here. And if you don't like it, then you can just lie flat on your bed. Or you could simply have you could make this a less of a back bend and have all the way up to your neck supported. So it's just the back of your head goes over the edge of the bed. But for me, it's my whole upper shoulders, neck, and head, and arms. If your arms hurt in any way, just bring them back up to your rib cage and let the weight of the arms be supported by your body. Adjust and readjust again. You're looking to find the most delicious position for your body to be able to find ease, to let the muscles release, to let them hang heavy off of your skeleton. Your front body is so wide open, so this is where you do encourage low belly breathing. Stay here for one more breath. Deep, full breath in. Long, slow, smooth exhale out. If you have not already brought your arms up to your torso, then do so now. And be very careful as you get out of this pose. I invite you to use your core to bring your head up to level with your spine and then roll to one side. So just lift your head up and then roll to one side and press yourself up. And if you feel it all lightheaded, then you'll just stay steady for a moment until you come back. So good to have your head below your heart come into an inversion, but that's not for everybody. The last restorative pose is legs up the wall. Just put this back and just bring your short edge of your mat flush with the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can do legs up the chair. And you might want that little hand towel to be a roll for support underneath the nape of your neck. And you make it whatever thickness you roll or unroll to higher or lower depth. To get into legs up the wall, it's not that easy, but it's worth the effort. So you come and bring your body, hips, one hip, one side, flush with the wall, knees bent, hands behind your back. And then you're just going to scoot forward and come down onto elbows and swivel your hips so that you bring the legs up the wall. Now there's usually space between your rear end and the wall at this point, so you lift up on your elbows and you just wiggle like an inchworm closer. If you can, you're bringing your sit bones to touch the wall. If you can't get there, don't sweat it. Get to wherever you get to. As long as the heels are holding, touching the wall, they're holding up the weight of your legs. And then let your arms be off to the side, palms facing up. And breathe. stay here for 4 minutes. Let the breath move through you. This is a very relaxing pose. This is a great pose to do before bed. If you have any trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, this is a very good one for the body. It reverses the flow of the lymph system and it reverses the adrenals. It's giving both of those systems a break. Those two systems work nonstop for us. So very helpful to allow them time off. It's a great stress reliever. The adrenals are a small gland above your kidney. And this is a restorative pose for them. And the adrenals have a lot to do with how you process stress. So just drink in this pose. Just in the last 30 seconds of this pose, I invite you to have a little variation. Take the legs wide, still keep heels on the wall, and you should have a little bit more capacity to lengthen these inner groin muscles, open your hips a bit more because you're not holding up your own weight. So just go into where it feels comfortable. Another option, if you like that, stay there, but another option is to bring the soles of the feet together, bend your knees, and come into a version of Baddha Konasana. There's another variation of a hip opener. And then we will now offer you the choice for moving into Shavasana. You can keep this pose and stay here for Shavasana. Or if you would like to transition to the traditional Savasana, then bend your knees and go ahead and just pull the knees into your chest as a counter pose. And then roll to one side. Just take your time. lightly press yourself up and extend your body long for Shavasana.
The traditional Shavasana is lying on your back with heels, legs extended and heels walk to either corner of the mat and feet flopped open naturally. And then checking in that your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. And your arms are about 10 to 12 inches away from the body at hips, around the hip level, and with palms facing up. And you stay here in this quiet. Meet yourself in the stillness and breathe yourself full again. listening all the way to the sound of the bell ends. Not that easy to hear across the video. And then begin to deepen your breath. Reanimate your conscious body. Invite your fingers to wiggle, your wrists to bend or circle. Move your attention to your feet. Move your toes. And then your ankles. Take a moment to come back up to the top of your body and turn your head slowly one way. And then gently the other way. And when it's right, allow your body to move in any way that feels good. Could be a full body stretch. Just let your body lead the way. Listen to your body. And eventually everyone will bend their knees and roll to one side and pause. Stay on your side. So your knees are bent. Pull your bent knees towards your chest. Elbow supports your head or neck, or one of these blankets. And with your eyes closed, keep your attention inward and stay here just a moment longer. Stay here in this peace. Let sense the space behind your eyes. Sense the space behind the chest wall. And be very conscious of what you fill that space with. And practice and recognize that what we're doing here is listening to our body. We're learning to listen to our body. There is innate intuitive wisdom within, a well of abundance and trust. Tap into it. And eventually you press off with your hand and with your elbow and come back up, bringing your spine vertical. But keep your eyes lower, keep your attention inward. And once you've settled, bring your hands, bring your hands to meet at your center, at your heart. In Anjali Mudra, press your palms together, press fingertips and thumbs together, and rest your thumbs at your sternum. And now bow. Bow to your hands, bow to your heart, bow to your practice, bow to your effort, and bow to your ease. And call to mind your intention and take it off the mat with you. Take it out of this practice and weave that intention into your interactions with others, into the pursuits, into the places that you deploy your energy. Let it infuse and shape those activities, those relationships. And I'll just repeat the quote from the Persian poet Rumi. The quieter you become, the more you are able to listen. Let's finish the practice with a single chant of Om. We'll share one round of breath, a full inhale and a full exhale, and then we'll inhale to chant. The chant lasts for the full length of your exhale. It's the sound of Om. It's symbolic of our connection to one another and to the universe. Exhale fully. Now inhale deeply. And maybe exhale audibly. And now we inhale to chant. lift your thumbs up to touch the center of your forehead. It's your third eye chakra. And we'll share this Sanskrit greeting, the single word of Namaste, which means the light in me sees and honors the very same light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your practice. I'll see you again next week.